So when you're serving against a lobber, it can be a mistake to not go bigger on your first serve, which is counterintuitive in doubles. Typically, you're supposed to get more first serves in doubles. If you look at the pros, they get more first serves in. They dial it back a little bit. They're not going as big. They're not aiming close to the lines. They're going more body serves. But when you're dealing with a lobber, which obviously you don't really get as much on the pro tour, but when you're dealing with a lobber at the club level, sometimes it makes more sense to go bigger. Because like I play against a lobber who does a pretty good job, if I take a little bit off my first serve, of getting the lob somewhere over here in no man's land. They get it over my partner's head. So if I'm serving and volleying, then I gotta be like, uh-oh, and I gotta go cover this thing. And so we just lose the advantage you typically have when you're serving. The adjustment I made, and this is there's a coach named Jorge Capistani. He's an awesome coach. He said when you're looking at the returner, typically one side they're going to have like a 4-row return, and then the other side they'll have a 3-5 return. So this is where it really pays to be observant and pay attention to your opponents. One of their returns, forehand or backhand, is going to be worse. Typically it's the backhand, and so that's the case against one of my buddies. So I'll just aim at the backhand. I'll move over here, which, you know, again, if they were hitting a ground stroke, now I'm really exposed over here, but they're not. They're lobbing. So I'll also tell my partner to stand back by the service line. Again, not where you would typically want them to stand. But the goal here is I'm going to go bigger on the first serve, and I want these lobs. You know, the goal is not to necessarily force an outright error. It's just to have like a mediocre lob that doesn't land here. We kind of keep it in front of ourselves, right? By having my partner stand back, they can now step into this overhead versus having to back up to get it. So their momentum is going forward. Obviously, if I'm serving and volleying, these balls are in front of me. So I can also step into those things and hit down. So go bigger on the first serve, knowing that the lobber is not going to penalize you by just getting your second serve in. And I think you're going to have a lot of success serving and holding serve against lobbers.